It's been almost 5 years since we got together. Married for 2 of those. Our daughter just turned 7 months old. And somewhere along the way, our intimacy disappeared. We live in a cozy place, though all our family lives a couple of hours away. We work full time. Our daughter goes to daycare. We make ends meet. We've even managed to put away a little savings for adventures or emergencies. Life feels like it's running on a track now, fast, functional, but hollow in places that used to feel full. My wife, she's my world. She's also a survivor. Her birth experience was traumatic, enough to leave her with PTSD. She's scared that sex might lead to another pregnancy or cause complications. Her pregnancy was high risk, but in the end, both she and our daughter came out healthy. For that, I'm endlessly grateful. But what about us? What about the intimacy that once tethered us together like gravity? When we first started dating, things were vibrant, passionate. We had sex 3 to 6 times a week. I felt alive, physically, mentally, emotionally. But things changed, slowly and then suddenly. An incident during sex, some sort of complication, sparked a decline. The OB assured us it was temporary, but that sense of security never returned. She began switching medications, birth control, ADHD, depression. And with each change, her libido faded like morning fog under the sun. At one point, there was back surgery, then vaginal surgery. Both recovered from fully in weeks. Still, intimacy never returned. Outside of recovery periods, she always had another reason, another subtle exit. The truth, though, it was simple. Her libido was gone. She's never gotten tested, never seemed curious about whether something deeper might be at play. For a long time, she blamed her birth control, but refused to change it. We tried counseling. Our marriage counselor suggested I masturbate to help cope. It didn't really help. It felt like duct taping a broken dam. She'd say, "Once we get married, I'll get off birth control. Things should improve." I asked, begged, really, for a few months of intimacy before we tried for a baby. She laughed, rolled her eyes, never said yes, never really said no either. We got married, went on our honeymoon. We had sex twice in the first 2 weeks of being husband and wife, and even then, it felt like an effort. I remember a hurricane forced us to stay in a hotel room for days, just the 2 of us. She wasn't in the mood. I felt invisible. Eventually, she went off birth control. Her libido crept back, barely. We had sex once a month. I asked if we could try something, anything, to bring it back more. She refused. But eventually, she talked to her doctors, changed her depression meds, and suddenly, a light flickered. Back on. 3 times in 1 month. It was like rediscovering color after years in grayscale. Then we found out she was pregnant. It was July 2023. We were happy, overjoyed. Finally, a baby, but the intimacy shut off again. Abruptly, no reason, no conversation, just rejection. During her pregnancy, we had sex 3 times total, once on our anniversary and twice in November. Since then, nothing, not once. 10 months of silence, in the bedroom. Sometimes she'd tease me like something might happen, hints, flirtation. Then, nothing. It's like getting a gift box that's beautifully wrapped but empty inside. The disappointment slices deeper every time. A week ago, we were on a road trip. Just us. The baby was in the back seat, peacefully asleep. We were listening to the 2 Hot Takes podcast. The topic? A husband with a dead bedroom for 3 years. I felt something sink in my stomach. She noticed. Put her hand on my shoulder gently. After the story ended, she said, "I love you. I'm just not ready. It's the PTSD." I nodded. I swallowed. My words. But inside, I was screaming. Our bedroom has been lifeless for years, not just months. not just since the baby. And still, nothing changes. I brought up counseling again. She changed the subject almost immediately. Then came the anniversary conversation. I mentioned that I'd love for us to be intimate that day, if she felt comfortable. Maybe just a hotel night, just us, a few hours. No pressure, just the space, for closeness. I missed her, desperately, not just physically, emotionally. She looked at me and said, "Maybe, but we have our daughter now." I suggested one of our mums babysit for the weekend. "Too long," she said. "Okay, what about just one night?" Still no. "What about just a few hours in the evening? A short break where we go to a hotel and then come right back?" Again, no. I felt like I was begging for crumbs from the table of a life we once shared. I told her, "I just want to feel close to you again. I miss you so much. I know you're going through a lot. I'm trying everything I can. I'm still here." She looked at me and said, "I know." Then she walked away. That's the pattern. We talk. She listens. She says, "I know." Then it ends. No solutions. No ideas. Just, "I'm working on it." But she never tells me how, or when, or even if. Sometimes she says, "I don't want to have sex with anyone right now." That line cuts deep. Anyone. Not "I'm not ready," not "I need time." Just a general, almost sterile rejection. 4 years of rejection, and yet I still love her. I still want to be here. I still want to be her person. But how long can I stay feeling like I'm the only one fighting for that closeness? I asked her once, just one vulnerable moment, "What would you do if our daughter grew up to have a marriage like this?" She stared at me. I continued, "Would you tell her to stay and keep hoping things will change? Or would you tell her she deserves to be wanted?" Her lips trembled for a second, but she said nothing. It hurt. Not because I wanted her to say something specific, but because she didn't even try. This past weekend we sat in the kitchen. The morning sun was casting light through the blinds, and I brought up the anniversary again. One last attempt. "I'm not trying to pressure you," I said quietly. "I just want us to have a moment where we're not just co-parents or roommates. I want to remember us before all this distance." She looked at me, then laughed nervously. "You're not entitled to sex," she said. I was stunned. "I never said I was," I replied. "I'm asking for connection. I'm not demanding anything. I just miss you." "Well, it sounds like you're making it transactional," she snapped. "Like I owe you something just because it's a special day." That crushed me. "I'm not trying to cash in an anniversary token," I said, feeling the heat rise in my chest. "I'm trying to salvage us. You say you love me, but you've made no effort in years to work through this. You refuse therapy. You won't see your OB. You won't even talk about solutions. What am I supposed to do? Just accept that this is our life now?" She crossed her arms and said, "You can always leave." That hit like a train. I walked away, not because I wanted to end the conversation, but because I didn't trust myself to speak without tears. Later that night, I lay awake staring at the ceiling. Her back was turned to me. That's how she sleeps now, always facing away. I remember when she used to fall asleep in my arms, when she'd reach for me in the middle of the night just to be close. Now, it's as if a wall of silence and unspoken pain lies between us, colder than any blanket. I keep asking myself, am I a bad person for wanting more, for needing that part of our relationship back, for wanting to feel chosen, desired, even just seen? Everyone says, it gets better after the baby. But what if it doesn't? What if this is the new normal? And what about me? I've tried to be patient, supportive, understanding. I didn't sign up for a perfect marriage. I signed up for her. I still believe in us, but I'm starting to feel like I'm the only one who does. Some days, I imagine what it would feel like if she touched me without flinching, if she looked at me the way she used to, If we laughed in bed again, tangled in sheets and memories and warmth. I'm not looking for porn-level passion. I just want to feel like my partner still wants me. The worst part, I still kiss her every morning before I leave for work. I still tell her she's beautiful, even on days she's in sweats with spit up on her shirt. I still hold her hand when we're out. I still watch her with our daughter and think, God, she's amazing. But she doesn't kiss me back like she used to. She doesn't say I'm handsome anymore. She doesn't initiate a single act of affection unless I do first. And even then, sometimes she gently pulls away. A few days ago, I wrote her a letter. I didn't know how else to explain the ache inside me. It wasn't dramatic, just honest. I told her I missed her. I told her I still see the woman I fell in love with. That I'm not trying to fix her. I just want her to meet me halfway. That I don't want our daughter growing up thinking this is what marriage looks like. She hasn't responded. Not in words. Not even a note back. Just silence. I found the letter still sitting on her nightstand, unopened. I'm tired of being the only one knocking on the door of our marriage while she sits on the other side, refusing to open it, or even acknowledge the sound. People say sex isn't everything. That's true. But intimacy, affection, partnership, that's everything. And I'm terrified that somewhere along the way, I became the only one who still cares about rebuilding that bridge. So, tell me honestly, am I the asshole for wanting to feel like I still matter to the woman I married?